You're also leading the Brexit talks now, for the kind of reset talks, if you like, with the EU. How are you going to be approaching it? Is it a reset moment for these talks? Are you going to be doing it differently from Nick Thomas?
Well, look, Nick and the previous Prime Minister did really important work to help reset relations, and I want to consolidate some of that work. But we also need to see how we can go further. Even since when we started those talks, the world has changed quite dramatically. The threats have changed quite dramatically. Both, we were talking about some of the threats in Eastern Europe, but clearly there are economic security threats, disinformation threats too, and I'll be wanting to look at those issues in the round with my European counterparts.
So what does that mean? What, is it going to be a reset or not?
Well, we have already had a reset. We have got to consolidate some of the progress that has been made.
I consolidate something. I actually don't understand what that means.
So what does consolidate mean? Consolidate means in the areas where we think we can make further deals to make life easier for British businesses in particular. So that's things like how food is sold into the European Union, how our electricity systems interact with the European Union, how we interact, for example, with it's called their carbon border adjustment mechanism. We need to get those deals done. We need to get them done in a way that suits the UK and suits the EU.
I mean, it sounds like pretty much the same then. Doesn't sound any different.
Well, I want to, as I say,
I want to make... This is what Nick Thomas would tell me.
I want to make progress on what Nick has done already, and I would like to look at some other areas too, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
We're speaking to Lord Kinnock later, Neil Kinnock. He says that in the next Labour manifesto, there should be an option to rejoin the EU. Do you agree with him?
Well, look, the questions for the next manifesto are not yet sorted, but I think it's been absolutely clear from what the Prime Minister has said, and I share his views in this. Look, we had this vote 10 years ago. It was the will of the country. It was the will of my own constituency as well. We're not backsliding from that. The world has changed since 2016. We need to make sure that our relationship with Europe changes too. Europe and the UK both face real challenges.
But the idea of rejoining the EU, that's done. That's not going to be reopened.
We're not talking about rejoin today. What we do in our next manifesto will obviously be a question for the Labour Party.
OK, thank you very much indeed.